Hi there, I'm Miss Sarah. Thank you for joining us for another Read Aloud Wednesday. Today we are going to read I'm Bored. Do you get bored? Sometimes it feels like you have nothing to do. She looks bored. Let's find out what this book's about. Bored. Boring, 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 boring. Bored, bored. I'm Bored by Michael Ian Black, illustrated by Debbie Ridpath-Owie. I'm bored. Bored. Bleh. I'm so bored. Hey, a potato. A potato? What am I supposed to do with a potato? Bunk. Ow. I'm bored. Have you ever heard a talking potato? Have you ever heard a bored talking potato? You want to do something? Sure. What do you like to do? I don't know. I like flamingos. There are no flamingos around here. Well, that's disappointing. I'm bored. I mean, flamingos are pretty cool. How can a potato be bored? 'Cause I have to hang out with a kid. Kids are boring. Are kids boring? What are you talking about? Kids are fun. Prove it. We can turn cartwheels. Boring. And skip. Boring. Or spin in circles until we get so dizzy we almost throw up. Boring. That's not boring. Do you think it's boring? Kids can play games and do ninja kicks. Hi-ya! Boring, boring. And walk on our hands. See? Boring. You know what else? Kids can imagine stuff. What kind of stuff? Like this. See? Now I'm a famous ballerina. La la la. Boring. Now I'm a lion tamer with the most ferocious lion in the world. Boring. Oh yeah? Well, now I'm a fairy princess with my own castle and dragons and unicorns and stuff. Snoring. This potato is hard to entertain, isn't he? Kids can swing. Boring. Kids can jump. Boring. Kids can fly. Whoa, look at her up there. There's a tiny little speck down here. I think that's potato, and it's saying, boring. Kids can do anything. Yodelay-hee-hoo. Boring. She's doing some sort of science experiment. Boring. She's singing. Boring. Boring? Boring, boring, boring? Boring. None of that looks boring to me. What's going to make this potato happy? What's she dressed up as now? Boring. possibly think kids are boring when we can do all this cool stuff and think all these amazing thoughts and be anything we want to be? I'd rather be a kid than a potato any day. Potato looks surprised. But that's true. Kids can do some pretty cool things. There she goes. Hey, a flamingo. Now we can finally have some fun. Potato finally got his flamingo. Let's see what kind of fun they're going to have. I'm bored. The end. What did you think of that story? Do you ever get bored? What do you do when you're bored?